Hi all, welcome to another video from Vishnu Mantra. Thank you very much for watching the video series. Kindly click on the subscribe button if you didn't subscribe the channel. Today we will discuss about weights in Selenium. So weights are very much important in order to optimize the speed of our driver as well as the web page load. So we will discuss about unconditional wait and different types of conditional waits like explicit wait and implicit wait. So let's start our session. I have just opened up Chrome now and I am searching for flight book. Okay, you can see different search results. Now I am clicking on the first result, which is the Make My Trip website. Okay, I can see from and to and also the departure date. So I am clicking on the departure and I am changing it. Now I will click on search. You can see that it is taking some time, right, in order to show the results. So how do we optimize? How do we wait for that search? Okay, based on our network speed, it can take different time period, right, in order to show these results. So how do we wait for this particular search to complete? Another factor which determines the search speed is the server response time, right? So if the server is taking more time to respond, then also our page will get loaded for a long time, and there are chances that the Selenium may not able to identify the element and it may fail. So usually Selenium wait for the page load, but whenever there are like JavaScript or Ajax being used within the web page, it may not wait for that and it will fail with an error message that element not found. So how do we manage this? Friends, I'm having Visual Studio opened up now. You can see that I'm navigating to Google first. Okay, and I'm having some thread.sleep given and I'm going to search for a keyword. Okay, now thread.sleep is an example for unconditional wait. You might be familiar with that. We covered it during our earlier sessions. So with this thread.sleep, it is waiting for 5 seconds and you can see that 5000 is what we have given and it will wait for 5 seconds. So it is in milliseconds. Okay, and if you come here, you can see that I have used the reference system.threading in order to use thread.sleep. Okay, so with this, what happens is like it will wait for 5 seconds before searching for the keyword. Okay, we'll try running the script now. Okay, the script is now running. The browser will pop up and it will hit the URL. Okay, now it will wait for 5 seconds. And at the 6th second, it will type Windows and it will search. Okay, now we can see the search results coming up. Okay, so with this, we are now able to wait for 5 seconds and we are waiting for the search results to come. Okay, so this is the example for unconditional wait and we are not passing any conditions. We are simply giving the thread.sleep. So I came to another page as well where also you can see the search being done for flights, and here also if I click on the book button for a particular flight, it will wait for some time for the page to load and to see the elements appearing. Okay, so thread.sleep is one example where we can make use of the program to wait for, but it is not much advised. We will look into that why it is not getting advised to use thread.sleep. Okay, so we will see an example for conditional wait, which is using WebDriver wait, which is the explicit wait. Okay, so you can see I have used two lines of code here, which is WebDriver wait and also an element being given for that to wait. So here if you see, I'm using a package which is Selenium support.ui by which I am getting this WebDriver wait feature. Okay, so you have to add this NuGet package and you have to refer it, right? So now if I have this WebDriver wait in place, what happens is like it will wait for the driver. Okay, we are passing the driver instance and then we are also mentioning the time span for how much time it has to wait with the timeout. Okay, we are giving 10 seconds, means it will wait for 10 seconds max for the element to appear. Okay, if it is not appearing within 10 seconds, it will fail. Okay, so in thread.sleep, what happened? We didn't give any conditions, so it will wait for 5 seconds, and irrespective of the fact that whether page element is coming or not, it will wait for 5 seconds. But in conditional wait, it will wait for this condition, for this element to be visible, then only it will go and time out if it is not appearing in 10 seconds. So if the first second, if it is coming, then it will pass through it. It won't wait any further. Okay, so this is the difference between conditional and unconditional wait, and why it is being told not to use thread.sleep is because of the same reason, because we don't have any control over the time we are waiting for the element. Okay, now I have given a element which is to find the first appearing title in our search result. Okay, so we will try running the script now. Before running the script, what I will do is I will add one more line and we will try to debug it. So I'm going to print this element whichever appearing as the first title answer after our search. Okay, so I'm going to print it. Okay, and now I am going to debug it after giving a debug point. Okay, so let's see what would be coming once after debugging this. So the debugging is starting now. So in our previous session we have covered like how debugging is done and what is the use of it. So you can see that the browser popped up now and it will come to the place where we have put the debug point. Okay, so the first initially it waited because we have given thread.sleep, and now it will wait up for the first element to appear. Okay, so this is the first element which is appearing after the search result. Okay, and if you hover over it, you can see that which is the element getting populated, right? And we can see the text whichever appearing, and then if we continue it, we can look into the text which is going to get printed. Okay, so I will complete this now. So I have given dot text as well in order to get the text printed, inner text printed. So if I go to the results, you can see the first title came right after searching. Okay, so this way we can wait for the element to appear. So in case if the page load is taking more time, it will wait for 10 seconds till the timeout for the element to appear. But in our scenario, it like didn't wait for much time. The page got spontaneously loaded. So we were not able to understand it clearly, but this is the way it works. What we will do is like it is not practically possible for all the time to have these two lines of code available. So I'm created a method now with passing the driver, the XPath as well as the timeout. Okay, so this method can be used in order to wait for an element. So I will use this method and I will pass these parameters whenever I want to wait for an element. Okay, so I will remove this code snippet from here and I will use this method instead of that. Okay, so I am using this method now. I will have to pass the driver instance, then the element. Okay, so I will give by dot the element whichever I want to identify. So I am giving by dot XPath and I will enter the XPath of the element whichever the one I want to wait for. Okay, so you can also create this sort of methods and you can make use inside your code rather than having these two lines all the time. Okay, and now I have given the timeout. Okay, now what I will do, I will remove this one and now I will try running the code again to see how it works. So we will get the same results. It won't make any changes for us. Okay, I will anyway will try to find element and try to click on that. So we already printed it, so to make a change I will just try to click on it rather than waiting for it. Sorry, after waiting for it I will click on the element. Okay, so I can declare iWeb element and I can reuse it, or I can just type in the XPath again and can click on that. So let's see running this now. So now the page is going to pop up. Okay, the page got popped up now and it is waiting for 5 seconds because we have our thread.sleep. Okay, now it will wait for the first element and it will click on that. Okay, it clicked on the first element. See, the first result got clicked. Okay, I hope you might have now understood like how to use explicit wait inside your code and how to create a separate method with explicit wait. Okay, so with this I think that you might have got a clear understanding like how to use conditional as well as unconditional wait using thread.sleep and explicit wait. Okay, now I will show you an example for implicit wait. So this code snippet is being used for giving implicit wait and the keyword is implicit, which we have to use in order to give implicit wait, and we can give the timeout here as well. So when we use implicit wait, what happens is like it is for the entire instance of the driver. So we have to give it at one time and then it will get followed throughout the life of the driver. So for any element, if it is not readily available, it will wait for 10 seconds. Okay, so and after that only it will throw up the error. Okay, so before throwing up the error, it will wait for any element for 10 seconds. That is the use of implicit wait, and this will get applied across the driver instance once it is being called. Okay. Okay, so you can try running this script as well, and it will show you that it will also wait implicitly for an element to appear. Now, you might have clearly understood what is an implicit wait is as well. So you can use implicit wait whenever you require, but it is not recommended to use both implicit and explicit wait because it may end up in timeouts, which is not reliable, and we may see some results which is not as per our expectation. So it is better to use either one of them. Okay, now for this particular session, we are also having a exercise. So you try to come to this web page, the demo page, using the WebDriver, and try to programmatically search for a flight. You apply weights for the flight search to complete, and enter the fields and try to complete the journey. Okay, so this way you can try it out and you can understand how the weights works, as well as you can see how different Selenium controls work. Okay, so once after trying it out, please email us the results as well as the .cs file. So you can email us to learnvishnumantra@gmail.com. Okay, so you can mention exercise 4 for this particular exercise. In our next video, we will cover exceptional handling. Exceptional handling is a very important topic, and ensure that you are watching the video. So thank you very much for watching the video. So if you like the video, please click on the like button, and also please share the video. Thanks for watching.